If I have half of the energy that Robert De Niro has in this film by the time I'm 70, I will be set. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Next, today we are going to talk about the film The Intern. This is a film which stars Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro's character, he is the 70-year-old guy whose wife has died, he is retired, and he has a hole in his life. And I think there's only so many crossword puzzles and Sudoku games that you can do until you just need to do stuff. And he's trying to fill this hole in his life. He sees an advertisement to be an intern at Anne Hathaway's company, so he does that and he gets the job. And so this is about him interning at this company. Now right off the bat, I really did enjoy Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway's chemistry together. I thought that they worked really well, especially just during the scenes that were just the two of them. I thought it worked really nicely. Robert De Niro also has really good chemistry with a lot of the younger actors in this movie, only a few of which I recognize, but they all did pretty well in this film. There is a lot of comedy and a lot of humor. Some of it's shown in the trailer, some of it is not, and I thought it worked really, really well. The audience was laughing a lot. Granted, it was a lot of the older folk in the audience that I was in, but it worked, I thought, for a lot of the film. Now, the best part of the film is definitely the first half of it, I thought, at least, because we get to see Robert De Niro's character as an intern in the office, just doing these various things, helping out Anne Hathaway as he can, and just kind of becoming a better part of the company and trying to make it function. Once it goes past that point, we get to spend a little bit less time in the office and seeing these other characters, and we spend more time focusing on Anne Hathaway's personal life, and this is where it gets a little bit disjointed at times. The film seems like it's kind of just doing these random situations to put Robert De Niro in just to keep the film lively, because after about the first hour, I was looking at my watch and it's like, it's seriously only been an hour, and the film is very slow paced in that regard, because it just seems like it just dives into a whole other territory in the second half of this film and just kind of leaves behind what made the first half of this film really good and really work well. I think this film could have easily functioned as an hour and a half long film if they had basically taken the ending 20 minutes of what this film is, attached that onto it after the first hour or so, and just let the credits run from there. I think there's a lot of unnecessary material in there. It allows for some cool jokes and stuff like that, but a lot of it wasn't ultimately necessary and just seemed to just run on and on. And while it is ultimately about Robert De Niro as an intern at this company and just the various things that he does, it does kind of ultimately move away from that, in that he is not really in the office as much and just acts more as Anne Hathaway's personal assistant, just kind of doing everything that he possibly can to help her out. And it just seemed to differentiate from what the movie was going to be. And then the ending itself, like the last 10 minutes, I didn't really like it that much. I thought that the ultimate resolution to her personal conflict, I didn't agree with how that played out at all. I didn't really like that. And then just the very ending scene just kind of seemed to come out of nowhere, and I don't know, then credits rolled in. So it felt like there could have been a little bit more, like a this is what happened after all these events type of like quick 2-minute monologue type of thing. So ultimately, is The Intern a good movie? Yes, it's a good kind of family friendly, kind of lighthearted type of film. It'll give you some laughs if you haven't seen a lot of the trailers. Robert De Niro and Anne Hathaway do really good work in this film. It's a very fun movie in that regard. It just changes in regards to what it ultimately is by the time it gets to about an hour and a half. So there's that issue that I had with the film, and it is a little bit slow overall, just kind of trying to expand its time to reach the 2-hour mark, and it only goes over the 2 hours by like a minute. So yeah, I didn't hate this film, but I don't think it was one of my top films of the year, definitely. So, those are my thoughts of The Intern. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again, if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, remember people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.